Cold, chilly start with temperatures from at least 14 degrees to up to maybe about 15 degrees below what we should be this time of year. More about that in just a moment.
A new elementary school will combine the Emerson and Spence communities. I'll have more info on the groundbreaking ceremony happening today, up next.
Right now this morning, war in the Middle East and it's spreading. We'll have the latest on the strikes and what's coming today. And a fatal house fire in Sparta. The cause is still a mystery. What we do know about the investigation. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Monday, March 2nd. It is 6 a.m. We will send it over first thing to meteorologist Art Jarrett tracking the forecast for us on this second day of March. It's a new month, Art.
Alexandra, I think I broke coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not very effective anymore.
Yeah, we're looking at temperatures right now, actually about, say, 5 to about 14 degrees cooler than what they should be right now. We're holding on to these teens and 20s. And, of course, we'll get back into how this all shapes up today with the milder temperatures on the way. Right now, clouds are starting to work across the river. We're holding on to fair skies right now, so partly cloudy, getting into mostly cloudy skies, some for some. And then eventually we'll lose that cloud cover and get into some sunshine for the late morning hours. And then more clouds come back again for the afternoon into the evening hours. We'll hold on to more moisture coming off the Pacific, working into the Four Corners region with another batch going up to Edmonton as well, getting into Calgary and then working its way into portions of the Central Plains. And then eventually we'll see that all combine, work its way toward us and try to bring some rainfall as we get into tonight to finish out the day. Sunshine comes by the mid to late morning hours, you see, right into the afternoon to partly cloudy skies. Then clouds will increase as we go through the late day, holding on to some temperatures up to the 40s eventually. Similar conditions for La Crosse as well. Mostly cloudy skies, becoming partly cloudy and then sunny, giving way to increasing clouds later on the day. 20s, 30s, and then the 40s in the forecast, but it will still feel like you're in the 30s. We'll get into milder conditions today with clouds increasing. Temperatures widespread from 39 to about 44 degrees in the forecast. And as we get into it, you're going to be seeing the nighttime with overnight rainfall, freezing rain potentially in the forecast with 30s in the forecast there. Drier conditions for Eau Claire, but you'll still see cloudier skies leading into your overnight hours and into the early morning. Tuesday's highs will have freezing rainfall in the morning, maybe perhaps a little bit of fog as well, and we'll see temperatures going back to widespread 40s in your forecast. When I return, I'll have a better overview of your day and your week shapes up, so please stick around.
Thank you, Art. The war with Iran is now in its third day and it's spreading. Israel vowing more strikes on Lebanon as it trades blows with Hezbollah. Iran's supreme leader is dead and the regime now says it will not negotiate with the U.S. Reed Binion reports.
We have to see day by day what emerges.
Where does this go? In many ways, it's not up to the president, nor is it up to Netanyahu. It's up to the Iranians.
U.S. political leaders and military experts weighing in on what may lie ahead in the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran.
Look, this fight is going to go on until they capitulate and return to the negotiating table under different terms.
With Iran's supreme leader, defense minister, and other key leaders dead, the regime on Sunday formed a provisional leadership council. Iranian state media also releasing footage showing rows of drones in underground tunnels and mounted on rocket launchers. In addition to those killed in Iran and Israel since the start of the war, there have been deaths and damage in locations across the Middle East as Iran launches strikes targeting almost all of its neighbors. Many of them are U.S. allied Gulf countries. And Americans killed. U.S. Central Command announced that 3 U.S. service members lost their lives in Kuwait Sunday morning. President Donald Trump paying tribute to the fallen service members the same day.
As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation.
The president also acknowledging there could be additional U.S. casualties.
Sadly, there will likely be more before it ends.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
This morning, officials also say 3 U.S. fighter jets were accidentally shot down by Kuwaiti air defenses in an apparent friendly fire incident. Military officials, including Secretary Hegseth, are set to address the nation at 7 a.m., taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol. Marco Rubio expected to meet today with Hegseth and the chairs and ranking members of the House and Senate Armed Services and Foreign Affairs committees. Stay with News 8 online for continuing coverage of the U.S. attack on Iran as updates are provided. And a traffic alert before you head out the door. Highway 35 reconstruction work resumes today between Sunnyside Drive and the La Crosse-Vernon County line. Expect lane closures. The project should wrap up by November. The school district of La Crosse breaking ground today on a new elementary school that will combine Emerson and Spence. News 8 Now Seth Padilla is live at the former Hogan Administrative Center site. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. That ceremony will take place here today at 1 p.m. And now this new building being constructed will be a 3-story building and will house over 500 students. And that will be once the Emerson and Spence schools close. The $32.7 million project was approved by voters in November of 2024 as part of a $53.5 million referendum. Construction of the new building required the historic Hogan Administrative Center to be demolished after standing for 127 years. The district expects the building to be up and operational by August of 2027. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Thank you, Seth. And developing news out of Sparta, a house fire turning fatal. Firefighters responded to a fully engulfed home this weekend. They were told everyone was out, but crews found a person still inside. Despite life-saving efforts at the scene, the victim died. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A record-breaking painting in Winona making its final appearance. News 8 Now's Jadius McGee reports.
At the Minnesota Marine Art Museum in Winona, a massive painting is drawing attention for both its size and its story. Measuring at 1,200 feet long, the Grand Panorama of a Whaling Voyage is the longest painting in the United States. To close out the exhibit, museum staff rewound the final section, allowing visitors to experience the artwork the way audiences did more than 175 years ago.
Over the course of the year, we've been able to make these panorama advancements open to the public, which is a really fun way to show the panorama in motion, how it was originally intended to be seen.
Completed in 1848, the painting was designed to be a visual experience, giving audiences a look at places around the world long before film existed. Museum leaders say its constant changing display made each visit a different experience.
This was a common form of entertainment, the panorama, that predated film or moving pictures. So you would go to a theater, you would watch the panorama scroll by, there would be narration and music and sound effects, and you would get to see something outside of the town that you lived in.
Reporting in Winona, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now this morning.
The painting will now be returned to the New Bedford Whaling Museum. The Coulee Region Immigration Task Force coming together for an evening of music and giving to support local immigrant students. Live music filled the Popcorn Tavern as performers took the stage. The event featured raffles, prize baskets, and food.
Whether we're first generation, fifth generation, 10th generation, we all came from immigrants, and so we felt it was very important to help this group out and help immigrants coming to the area that are trying to better themselves and try to better our communities through learning.
Donations were given at the door. They help raise money for scholarship programs supporting immigrant students at UWL and Viterbo. The Derek Iverson Spring Fling brought high-speed ski racing and a heartfelt tribute to Mount La Crosse over the weekend. The annual Invitational draws in some of the Midwest's best racers. Athletes from across the tri-state region compete on challenging courses with plenty of family-friendly action on the hill.
It's a great way to celebrate the end of the ski season, as well as honor and remember Derek Iverson, who passed away 6 years ago. So it's always been a great time to celebrate ski racing and the love of skiing and the love of just being out in a winter sport in this late season.
The event honors Derek Iverson, a beloved Mount La Crosse racer and coach who left a lasting mark on the local ski community after battling cancer. Figure skaters had their chance to shine on a national style stage this weekend. The Onalaska Omni Center hosting the Toe Picks figure skating competition. Skaters took part in small group activities and every participant left the ice with a medal.
You have kids who are 3 and 4 and have been on the ice for a while, and they're amazing, but then on the other side you have adults who have been on the ice for a while or who are just starting, and everyone is just super encouraging about it and happy to be there, and it's wonderful.
Everything from jumps to spins to a freestyle showcase. It was a busy day on the ice. The time now is 6:09. Still ahead on our morning news. Packers fans, you're going to have to pay a little more to see a game at Lambeau next season. We'll have the details. And the war in the Middle East coming to your gas pump. How much more you could pay. The burger and beer combo just got a lot more interesting. Scientists are using leftover beer yeast to grow lab-made meat. Those details in your consumer news.
Don't miss Home's preferred customer event. Get up to an extra 15% off sale prices, plus 3-year special financing on your favorite furniture brands in bedroom, dining room, living room, and mattresses. The preferred customer event, only at Home Furniture.
Want to save $1,000? Switch to Spectrum and we guarantee you will. Seriously, you can hold us to it. Get free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch 4 mobile lines. Plus, save $1,000 in your first year guaranteed, or we'll cover the difference. That's the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. So call this number now, switch, and save $1,000 on internet and mobile. It's a guaranteed no-brainer.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports, to me it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Dutch Boy Forever Interior Paint and Primer offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technologies. Pristine Interior Paint and Primer in 1 is Dutch Boy's best hiding and most durable paint. It delivers a smooth, elegant finish while providing maximum scuff, stain, and mark resistance. Get $15 instant savings on a qualifying $100 purchase of Dutch Boy and Purdy products, plus an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're turning 65 or about to go on Medicare, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. These are important decisions and it can feel heavy. With all the plan letters and options, many people worry about making the wrong choice or missing something important. You don't have to face that alone. We'll help you find a plan that fits your health needs, your budget, and your life. We're conveniently located in the Social Security building in downtown La Crosse, and best of all, our services are completely free. Call Strive today.
I met my abuser when I was 10. He was my Sunday school teacher. At 18, I was pressured to marry him. Chris Taylor was the first person to stand up for me. She worked with both parties and with law enforcement to pass laws to protect survivors like me. Chris listened, and my abuser went to prison. On the Supreme Court, Judge Chris Taylor will continue to protect Wisconsin.
Judge Chris Taylor, protecting our rights, defending our freedoms.
It's the preferred customer event at Home Sleep Express. Get up to 10% off sale prices on Prana Sleep and Thomas Cole Sleep. This Aurora Queen is just $8.99. Plus, get 3-year special financing. The preferred customer event, now at Home Sleep Express.
In our morning consumer news, if you have a Gourmet pressure cooker, you should stop using it now. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says those cookers can expel hot contents under pressure, causing serious burns. 4 severe burn injuries have been reported. About 43,000 were sold between 2017 and 2020 at Best Buy and other retailers. And if you're planning to catch the Pack at Lambeau next season, it's going to cost you more. Green Bay raising ticket prices up between $4 and $22 per ticket, depending where you sit. End zone seats run $77 for preseason and $155 for regular season. Seats between the 20-yard line are $109 for preseason and $218 for regular season. The strikes on Iran already hitting your wallet. Oil prices surging 12% overnight, with U.S. crude jumping about $8 to about $75 a barrel. Analysts say gas prices could rise more than 25 cents a gallon because of the conflict. And President Trump is cutting ties with AI company Anthropic. He is ordering every federal agency to immediately stop working with the San Francisco-based AI lab after Anthropic refused to let the military use its technology for autonomous weapons or mass surveillance of Americans. Anthropic has a $200 million contract with the Pentagon. Trump is threatening further action if the company doesn't cooperate. An unexpected twist in the future of food. Researchers in the UK say brewing leftovers may be the key to growing better meat in the lab. CBS's Tina Kraus reports.
A burger and a beer. It's a classic combo. Now British researchers are giving the pairing a scientific spin, using yeast left behind from brewing beer to create edible building blocks, a framework to help animal cells grow into lab-made meat.
The bacteria can grow on lots of different things, but the advantage of feeding them with this waste product is that we can turn waste that would otherwise be thrown away into something useful.
Scientists at University College London tapped into leftover yeast from a local brewery to test how well it could support growing cells, while tackling ethical issues like sustainability and animal welfare.
It's very modern. It's very, very, very forward thinking, isn't it?
The goal, to give lab-made meat the right texture and chew while keeping production costs low.
We have this machine, the texture analyzer, which measures the force required to compress our cube, and that tells us how chewy our sample is.
The study found beer waste gave lab-made meat a texture closer to the real thing, and animal cells grew well on the frame it formed. The team now plans to try other cell types like fat and muscle and test yeast from different beers to see which produces the best results. From pint glass to petri dish, it's a full-circle food experiment scientists say could help beef up the future of dinner. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Singapore became the first country to approve cultivated meat sales in 2020. U.S. regulators cleared initial sales of lab-grown chicken in 2023, but the industry is still small. And that's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on that forecast.
Chance of any type of rainfall to start this early morning, giving way to at least some clearing skies to partly cloudy skies right now. You take a look at La Crosse, sun's coming out. You see a few clouds out there right now. The winds are light, up to at least, about 6 miles per hour there out of the south-southeast. You're also seeing a wind chill of about now 12 degrees, but the temperature is at 20. You get into Eau Claire right now. It's 21 degrees out there. Feels like it's at least 11 degrees out there with a light wind of 8 miles per hour out of the south-southeast. Then once you get into areas right by Winona, still holding on to 23 degrees. Feels like 17 degrees outside right now. So it's a little bit on the colder side, and getting into chilly as you go farther south down to Prairie du Chien. You'll get into those clouds continue to increase with a little light snowfall associated with that, but that's outside the region. We'll get into a little bit wider view here. And you're going to be seeing moisture coming out of the west coast as well from the Pacific, and then working its way across the Denver region, getting into areas right by Wyoming as well. Eventually that's going to go right into the Central Plains and mix in with this moisture coming in up by Vancouver and Edmonton, working its way down southward and eventually starting to move into our region gradually. We'll also find ourselves getting into that moisture gradually in the upper atmosphere as well. You can see pretty much all the way from the west coast getting back into the Denver area and Wyoming, then up again into Canada as well, with a dry slot right underneath that as well. So that's going to dry out a lot of that air trying to get towards us a little bit. So we're not going to get a lot of rainfall associated with this. We're getting into milder conditions as well. Temperatures today mostly around, say, 41 to at least 43, 44 degrees in the forecast. Winds are out of the south, so that means we begin to warm you up gradually. And as that happens, we'll also see that continue on as we go through the midweek as well, all the way to the end of the work week as well, up to 51 degrees possible in the forecast for Eau Claire. You get to La Crosse, you're going to be seeing middle 40s, then the lower 50s continuing on all the way through Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, we're looking at middle 50s in the forecast, and then eventually we'll start to draw it down, getting closer to some 60s for areas down to the south. But until then, we're going to hold on to this. We've got clouds rolling in, ice associated with that, a little bit of snowfall trying to turn into a mix of ice and snow going into the 12 o'clock hour in the overnight hour. So that's going to continue to increase as we go right into the 4 a.m. hour time slot. You'll see that by La Crosse, getting areas by Sparta as well, and then out to Vogue Field down to the south. south, all the way down to Boscobel and Prairie du Chien with a mix of rain and snow, and out to Madison as well. That continues to drag out of the region gradually by the time we get through sunrise and get into the 8 o'clock hour. We have a little bit of light rainfall trying to come back again. Some fog also developing out of that too. Then eventually we'll get some clearing skies, holding on to Tuesday for the afternoon. Looking pretty good here. We'll see some clouds coming back again though as we go right back into the overnight hours. We'll take it back to cloudier skies with the possibility of some morning snowfall and rainfall in the forecast. That mix will turn right back into La Crosse with a wintry mix there for the 8 o'clock hour in the morning, then turning into more snow to finish out the late morning hours and into the early afternoon with snowfall, I should say rainfall on the way. So that means we could see some freezing rain, some freezing drizzle in that box right there. And as we get into it here, we'll hold on how this all shapes up for the next day. Some snow, I should say some freezing rainfall potential for La Crosse, not so much for Eau Claire. And as we get into how this all plays out for the next few days, we'll get into more of that rainfall continuing on as we go through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then back into Saturday morning as well, drier on Sunday with more rainfall to begin next week.
Thank you, Art. And your wake-up call this morning comes from London. That is the Shard, the city's tallest building. And you can see the iconic London Eye as well. Looking like a pretty nice day there. Stay with us. Sports is next.
Coming up in sports, the Bucks look to get back on track as they were taking on the Chicago Bulls. Plus, a look ahead to the Wisconsin Badgers schedule as there's just 2 games left in the regular season. That and more coming up in the Morning Blitz.
A groundbreaking ceremony for a new school happens today. How that new school may impact your family, up next.
Business owners, are you tired of running out of supplies? Ace Hardware of La Crosse delivers everything your business needs, from cleaning supplies to appliances. Get what you need when you need it. Set up your business account today and let Ace of La Crosse do the heavy lifting.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
I am a window and door lead foreman here at Asher Lasting Exteriors. It's nice to work for a company that's been around for 50 years. I enjoy coming to work every day. We have a good family culture here at Asher. I enjoy seeing the customers get excited about their new windows and doors. They seem to really like the product we install. I enjoy the job and I love what I do.
Password 1, 2, 3, 4.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
Isn't it up for sponsored jobs?
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Is your band ready to take off? It's time to Rock Onsen, a first-of-its-kind garage band competition for 7th to 12th grade Wisconsin students. Youth garage bands rock in Wisconsin. Put your licks and lyrics to the test and record a video of your best song. Then submit it at rockonsen.org along with your application. Registration is free. The top 10 garage bands statewide will compete at the state finals on a Summerfest stage. Apply now at rockonsen.org. Rock Onsen, Wisconsin.
Business owners, are you tired of running out of supplies? Ace Hardware of La Crosse is the helpful place with the products your business needs when you need it. We service businesses of all sizes. Ask about volume discounts. Contact Jim to set up your service account today.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now. News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. It's been a rough season for the Bucks, still without their best player in Giannis, and the team currently on the outside of the playoff picture. So if they want to make the play-in, they've got to find a new gear. A chance to do that yesterday as they were taking on the Chicago Bulls. Pick it up in the second half. Bucks up 2, but Ryan Rollins finds Bobby Portis in the paint. That's good. Milwaukee up 4, and Portis was just heating up. Later, how about a 3-ball? Cash. Bucks up 7. But things would go south in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee would get outscored 33-8 in the final frame. Yes, just 8 fourth-quarter points for the Bucks as they fall 120-97. They are now 3 games back from the 10 seed. We also had 2 of the best in the West facing off as the Timberwolves took on the Denver Nuggets. Early on, Nikola Jokic showing why he's one of the best in the league up against Rudy Gobert. And Jokic makes him look silly. Denver in front, but later in the half, the Wolves battle back. They go to their superstar. Anthony Edwards knocks down the 3, a part of a 12-0 run for Minnesota. And in the second half, that lead would only grow. Naz Reid putting the moves on the defense, bucket plus the foul. Minnesota gets a big win over Denver, 117-108. Wisconsin's West Coast road trip ended in a win on Saturday afternoon as the Badgers took down Washington in convincing fashion. Wisconsin put up 90 points. 32 of them were scored by Braden Carrington, who wasn't even a starter. He came in off the bench and lit it up, knocking down 9 3-pointers. A much-needed win as Wisconsin dropped their game to Oregon earlier in the week. So with just 2 games remaining in the regular season, the Wisconsin Badgers sitting at 12-6 in Big Ten play. That has them in a tie with Purdue for 5th, but if the Badgers can take down Maryland this week, they have a chance to defeat Purdue on their own court to end the season. The Big Ten tournament set to start on Tuesday, March 10th, with the Badgers' first game likely to be on Thursday, March 12th. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
With Maxwell White's new zero-dig sewer lining technology, we can repair your main drain line from the inside. No torn-up lawns, no destroyed driveways, no mess. Contact Maxwell White today and experience the zero-dig advantage.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers, so switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
I'm able to use T-Satellite now. We've got coverage no matter where we're at.
America's best network meets off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. And now switch to T-Mobile and get free phones for $0 down. Plus 4 lines for only $25 per month per line.
Better service, better price, win-win.
Better hearing is a better life.
The service at Better Hearing Center couldn't be better. I know I have called many times and they always say, well, come on in. The Audibel hearing aid that I have is remarkable. I don't have any feedback. I don't even know if I'm wearing them. I have to feel to make sure I put them on in the morning because they're so comfortable. I highly recommend Better Hearing Center.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
Plantar fasciitis. I just was not a happy person.
And I saw the Good Feet store.
And then all of a sudden, I just get these arch supports.
I'm just happier. I feel happier.
It was amazing.
It's a lot easier to be nice when you're not uncomfortable. It's pretty awesome.
The arch supports are never coming out of my shoes.
Nothing worked for me until I walked into that store. It changed my life.
I don't really know if I could put a price on that.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
When you turn 65, you're bombarded with all kinds of ads because all of a sudden you enter the world of Medicare. This can be really confusing and you're wondering, are people trying to sell me stuff? I made a call to Strive Medicare and they were so great because they were really advocates. They were people that I trusted that could say, here's what you need to do, and they made it simple. Find a friend that becomes an advocate that really understands what Medicare is all about and gets you in the right plan.
Call Strive Medicare today.
Have you checked your sump pump lately? After a big rain, basement flooding can significantly damage your home. Stay ahead and dry with a call to Maxwell White. We have standard pumps along with battery backup systems in case you lose power. Prevent future damage. Contact Maxwell White today.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Milder today with the possibility of rainfall and, of course, overnight freezing rainfall. More about that coming in just a moment.
A new elementary school will combine the Emerson and Spence communities. I'll have more info on the groundbreaking ceremony happening today, up next.
Right now, this morning, war in the Middle East, and it's spreading. The latest on the strikes and what's coming today. And a fatal house fire in Sparta. The cause is still a mystery. We'll have those details for you coming up. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Monday, March 2nd, just about 6:30 a.m. Good morning to you all. We will start by getting a check on our weather for the day with meteorologist Art Jarrett. Art, what can we expect out there today? Looking nice behind you.
Yeah, it's looking absolutely gorgeous right there right now, and we'll see that continue to increase cloud cover wise as we finish out the day, getting into cloudier skies. We're also going to have, as we go into the evening commute, possibly picking up a little bit of freezing rainfall associated with that as well, getting into the overnight hours with that going into tomorrow. We'll see that continue on all the way into Thursday and eventually possibly coming back again for Wednesday in the morning hours. We'll go right into how this all shapes up for your Thursday, Friday, and in the weekend. You're seeing more rainfall coming in. That will continue to move in. Not the freezing rain, rainfall, by the way. That goes all the way to your Saturday morning, and then Sunday will be drier. We'll get into how this all shapes up for your days. You've already noticed a little bit light wind chill getting into areas by La Crosse and Eau Claire. Winona starting to get in that as well right now, holding on to a little bit of light breeze, but for now, it's only about 3 miles per hour. You'll hold on to current temperatures with at least up to 14 to about 25 degrees out there right now. You're going to hold on to that continuing on as we pick up more clouds working through the area gradually right back down to I-90 and, of course, I-94. So we'll see at least partly cloudy skies becoming mostly cloudy later on in the afternoon and cloudier skies going into the day. But we'll have a couple of hours of sunshine to boot. We'll get in some more rainfall that's on the way coming from the Four Corners region as well, going to the Central Plains. That'll come into our area by the evening hours, and that's where we're going to get some of that chance of that freezing rainfall and drizzle. It is a low chance, by the way. A lot of dry air is associated with that coming out of Canada, and that's going to take out a lot of that rainfall out of this picture. We'll get into it as we go into Eau Claire. Not much happening up there except for the sunshine today. We'll get into that with increasing clouds through the day. La Crosse, on the other hand, has sunshine, then increasing clouds through your afternoon, all of which are in the 40s, but they will feel like you're in the 30s. Your highs for Monday looking at least widespread 40s for you today, holding on to those low to middle 40s. And then eventually, as we go right into it tonight, you'll see a little bit of light rainfall coming in, and that will be some light rainfall turning into freezing drizzle, perhaps going into your overnight, and then possibly maybe a little fog associated with it as well. Eau Claire, on the other hand, has all the cloud cover, not so much as far as the rainfall is concerned, but as we get into tomorrow, you're going to find yourself with a possibility of freezing rainfall as we go into the early morning hours and then dissipating into the afternoon. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you for that. Following breaking news, the war with Iran now in its third day and it's spreading. Israel vowing more strikes on Lebanon as it trades blows with Hezbollah. Iran's supreme leader is dead, and the regime says it will not negotiate with the U.S. Reed Binion reports.
We have to see day by day what emerges.
Where does this go? In many ways, it's not up to the president, nor is it up to Netanyahu. It's up to the Iranians.
U.S. political leaders and military experts weighing in on what may lie ahead in the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran.
Look, this fight is going to go on until they capitulate and return to the negotiating table under different terms.
With Iran's supreme leader, defense minister, and other key leaders dead, the regime on Sunday formed a provisional leadership council. Iranian state media also releasing footage showing rows of drones in underground tunnels and mounted on rocket launchers. In addition to those killed in Iran and Israel since the start of the war, there have been deaths and damage in locations across the Middle East as Iran launches strikes targeting almost all of its neighbors. Many of them are U.S. allied Gulf countries. And Americans killed. U.S. Central Command announced that 3 U.S. service members lost their lives in Kuwait Sunday morning. President Donald Trump paying tribute to the fallen service members the same day.
As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation.
The president also acknowledging there could be additional U.S. casualties.
Sadly, there will likely be more before it ends.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
This morning, officials also say 3 U.S. fighter jets were accidentally shot down by Kuwaiti air defenses in an apparent friendly fire incident. As we take a live look at the U.S. Capitol, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and other military officials expected to speak in less than 30 minutes at 7 a.m. You can follow our continued coverage on air and online at news8000.com. And a traffic alert before you head out the door this morning. Highway 35 reconstruction work will resume today between Sunnyside Drive and the La Crosse-Vernon County line. Expect lane closures. The project should wrap up by November. The school district of La Crosse breaking ground today on a new elementary school that will combine Emerson and Spence. News 8 Now Seth Padilla joins us live at the former Hogan Administrative Center. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. That ceremony will take place here today at 1 p.m. And now this new building being constructed will be a 3-story building and will house over 500 students. And now that's once the Emerson and Spence schools close. The $32.7 million project was approved by voters in November of 2024, and that was part of a $53.5 million referendum. Construction of this new building required the historic Hogan Administrative Center to be demolished after standing for 127 years. The district expects the building to be ready for students by August of 2027. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Thank you, Seth. Now to some developing news out of Sparta, a house fire turning fatal. Firefighters responded to a fully engulfed home this weekend. We're told everyone was out, but crews found a person still inside. Despite life-saving efforts at the scene, the victim died. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A record-breaking painting in Winona making its final appearance. News 8 Now's Jadius McGee reports.
At the Minnesota Marine Art Museum in Winona, a massive painting is drawing attention for both its size and its story. Measuring at 1,200 feet long, the Grand Panorama of a Whaling Voyage is the longest painting in the United States. To close out the exhibit, museum staff rewound the final section, allowing visitors to experience the artwork the way audiences did more than 175 years ago.
Over the course of the year, we've been able to make these panorama advancements open to the public, which is a really fun way to show the panorama in motion, how it was originally intended to be seen.
Completed in 1848, the painting was designed to be a visual experience, giving audiences a look at places around the world long before film existed. Museum leaders say its constant changing display made each visit a different experience.
This was a common form of entertainment, the panorama, that predated film or moving pictures. So you would go to a theater, you would watch the panorama scroll by, there would be narration and music and sound effects, and you would get to see something outside of the town that you lived in.
Reporting in Winona, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now this morning.
The painting now on its way back to the New Bedford Whaling Museum. The Derek Iverson Spring Fling brought high-speed ski racing and a heartfelt tribute to Mount La Crosse this weekend. The annual Invitational draws in some of the Midwest's best racers. Athletes from across the tri-state region compete on challenging courses with plenty of family-friendly action on the slopes.
It's a great way to celebrate the end of the ski season, as well as honor and remember Derek Iverson, who passed away 6 years ago. So it's always been a great time to celebrate ski racing and the love of skiing and the love of just being out in a winter sport in this late season.
Iverson was a beloved Mount La Crosse racer and coach who left a lasting mark on the local ski community after battling cancer. Figure skaters had a chance to shine on a national-style stage. The Onalaska Omni Center hosting the Toe Picks figure skating competition. Competitors skated in small groups, and every participant left with a medal.
You have kids who are 3 and 4 and have been on the ice for a while, and they're amazing, but then on the other side, you have adults who have been on the ice for a while or who are just starting, and everyone is just super encouraging about it and happy to be there, and it's wonderful.
Everything from jumps to spins like you see here, even a freestyle showcase. It was a busy day on the ice in Onalaska. Dungeons and Dragons has Wisconsin roots, and one local dungeon master passing the game on to the next generation. News 8 photographer Bree Gasper has more in this week's eyepiece.
See it kind of swoop down and again scream.
Dungeons & Dragons offers a unique experience for youth of all backgrounds to come and play together and work together collaboratively. We're away from screens for the most part. We try to make it in person and use their imagination to really tell all the stories. We really enjoy the stories that we get to tell, and a lot of times youth will go and tell those stories and let their friends know and build on some critical thinking and collaboration skills that they can take out into the world.
I got a little into it, and then I got a lot into it. Like, I started playing like mini campaigns with my friends. None of us really knew how to play the game, but like we played our own simplified version of it.
Rumors of the undead rising.
Some people prefer hand-to-hand combat, some people prefer magic. I really like magic, but fighting is also pretty good.
Thor.
You gotta strategize in your head, like how is this gonna work out? And then you gotta remember, hey, the dice decides that, you don't. And I think for anyone who really likes fantasy, you should really get into Dungeons and Dragons.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Jack is 8 months old. He's happy. He's a happy boy that loves his sister Lucy.
And Nova is 18 months. She loves her dogs, dancing, fashion, and getting her hair done.
Oh, right on. Hey, Celia is 8 and she loves her family, her dog Sadie, and being outside.
All right, happy birthday to you and happy birthday to Riker. He's 8. He has lots of energy and loves sports and fishing with his grandpa.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Mark is 68. He loves coffee and watching our news station.
Hello to you, Mark. Happy birthday. And Orlin is 80. He loves spending time with his grandchildren, playing cards, hunting, and his friends.
All right, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 80 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. Coming up, Gen X is treating hearing loss faster than baby boomers. Why the shift? We will have that answer for you on Mindful Monday.
I am a lead foreman here at Asher Lasting Exteriors. I enjoy seeing the customers get excited about their new windows and doors. They seem to really like the product we install. I enjoy the job and I love what I do.
Find happiness. Find something familiar and new. Find connection. Find culture. Find community. Find yourself at the La Crosse Symphony.
Get your tickets now for Classical Magic on March 14th. Sponsored by O'Flaherty Law and Gillette Pepsi Company at lacrossesymphony.org.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on this Silverado LT. Or get $5,350 total value, plus $3,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Thinking of updating my kitchen? Yeah. Yes. This year, we are finally updating our kitchen. Doing subway tile and an ivory or eggshell. Cream, maybe bone. Don't get me started on quartz. Big island. You ever heard of a waterfall camp?
For everyone who talks about doing that thing,
And over there,
but never does that thing,
sweet little breakfast nook.
Chase has financial guidance.
See how you can start saving to make this happen.
Really?
Really?
Really.
At home or in person.
You could also check out a Chase Money Skills workshop.
That's guidance from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Together, we're stronger.
Western works side by side with local employers to provide career-ready skills.
Together, we make a difference.
Western's 90-plus programs go hand in hand with today's job market.
Together, we're vital for our communities.
Our region's exceptional industries rely on Western grads. We're all in this together.
Together,
we are Western.
I am a lead foreman here at Asher Lasting Exteriors. I enjoy seeing the customers get excited about their new windows and doors. They seem to really like the product we install. I enjoy the job and I love what I do.
All right, well, good morning to you and happy Monday. Starting out your day on the chilly to cooler side here, or colder side. You're holding on to at least 12 up there by Wausau. You get into areas right by Black River Falls and Sparta. You're looking at 8 to 7 degrees out there. 19 as you get into Ladysmith and right into Eau Claire. You have 13 degrees, and then right down to the south, Prairie du Chien at 19 degrees. So we've got a mix of temperatures out there with a little light wind that continues on. Absolutely gorgeous early morning, though. You might want to get out and enjoy it if you can. 20 degrees in La Crosse, 21 over there in Eau Claire with a light breeze. Feels like at least 11 degrees under skin out there. La Crosse feels like it's about 12 degrees under skin. Winona holding on to a par right now, holding on to 21 degrees. It feels like 21 degrees out there with increasing clouds gradually to mostly cloudy skies now, holding on to drier conditions or at least clearer conditions as we go right through the morning hours and bringing in some sunshine for you just for a little while. And then a couple hours later, we get back into the cloudier skies and then holding on to that as we finish out the day. Moisture coming off the west coast, working its way across the Four Corners region. Once it does, we're going to see more of that moisture work its way into the plain states, and as it does, it's going to be heading our way, along with another batch of moisture by Vancouver, Edmonton as well. That's headed our way. A little dry slot in between that, though, so that's going to knock some of that moisture out on the way. So it's only a slight chance of that happening for today, getting into some freezing rainfall, freezing drizzle, possibly either or possibly some cold rain. We'll get into it as we go into the overnight hours, holding on though temperatures-wise. Today, we'll get widespread in the 40s for you. Eventually, we'll see some winds out of the south as well, so that wind is going to help us warm up gradually. Middle 40s tomorrow. We have some low 50s on the way for Wednesday. 48 degrees as you get right into Thursday, and then 51 degrees you go into Eau Claire as you roll right into the next few days. Getting back into La Crosse here, you're holding on to 46 degrees, getting up to the low 50s all the way right into Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, you're in the middle 50s in the forecast. Maybe even some folks down to the south could even pick up a 60-degree temperature or two as well. We'll hold on to how this all shapes up with increasing clouds through your day. You'll get right back into it by the 5 o'clock hour. Then by the 9 o'clock hour, you're getting a mix of rain and snow in the forecast continuing on here, holding on to a mix turning right into ice, possibly, maybe a little glaze, maybe a little freezing rain, freezing drizzle associated with that as well. The rainfall is in between Eau Claire as well as Winona, and that continues to turn into a mix of rain gradually as it moves over towards areas by Black River Falls and Sparta. Here we get into the 5 o'clock hour. We'll call it 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour in the morning for tomorrow. This is the possibility of bringing in some freezing drizzle and some freezing rainfall in the forecast. That gets out of the way by the time we get in the 8 o'clock hour, so that's going to affect your morning commute, so please be advised about that and be careful. There's only a low chance of that happening, but it's still possible. We'll also finish out going into the possibility of rainfall on the way, and as we get into the next few days, we'll hold on to the possibility of this, giving way to the temperatures ranging in the 40s and the 50s in the forecast gradually. We'll see mostly 40s today, mostly 40s tomorrow. Then by the time you get into Wednesday and Thursday, you're in the 50s, and that continues on, holding on to the possibility of, again, widespread 50s from Friday going right into Saturday. And look at Sunday. Sunday has sunshine, mostly sunny skies with temperatures up to near 60 degrees in your forecast, and that will be widespread 50s there as well to low 60s with rainfall returning again for next week on Monday.
Younger people are treating hearing loss faster than their parents, and a local audiologist is seeing that trend firsthand. We are joined on this Mindful Monday by Dr. Rebecca Young from Beltone Hearing in Onalaska. Good morning to you. Great to see you again.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about this. You're seeing more patients in their 40s and 50s. What do you think is behind that trend?
Well, I think the major thing that they say to me when they come in is they don't want to struggle like their parents and grandparents.
Okay.
They've seen the struggle, the isolation that hearing loss causes,
Right.
and they want to prevent that for themselves.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah, after Alexandra said to me twice last week, Art, what's going on there? Is it time to get back outside? And I'm like, what? What? Huh? What? So,
Well, Dr. Young brought you maybe some things you can
yeah,
try
so
out.
actually I moved my feet to the other side just to make sure so I can actually hear you with my better ear. Anyway, we'll get into it. People are also seeking treatment faster as well after noticing symptoms. Why the change?
It's an interesting thing. There was a study that looked at hearing loss over the generations and found that Gen X actually seeks treatment faster than the boomer generation. And we believe it's just, again, they've seen their parents struggle. They've read the research about the connection between brain health and healthy aging and hearing loss, and they want to be proactive.
So it's more seeking and not just noticing.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to really prevent it. Okay, that's very interesting and good too. I'm sure you're glad to see that as an audiologist.
Absolutely. Prevention too. We talk about hearing prevention, hearing loss prevention, but also treatment.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
so why are the baby boomers still reluctant to get help?
I think a lot of it is still stigma, you know, of aging and wearing hearing aids makes you look older, but also thinking that they're expensive and there isn't any insurance coverage. And so a lot of people are concerned about that as well.
Okay, and then over-the-counter hearing aids, they're kind of helping to bridge this gap. Tell us a little bit about that.
It started in 2022, and there was now there are two classifications of hearing aids. There's over-the-counter and there's prescription. And what we found is that over-the-counter are doing exactly what we thought and bringing in people younger and sooner into getting their hearing help.
Okay, so that's something that a lot of people might have missed. So you can go to the pharmacy and buy some hearing aids.
Yeah, online, over the counter, anything.
Okay, interesting.
Some simple reasons why people should get checked. What's one or two things to notice?
Number one thing, I'm not hearing well in background noise. They'll say, I go to restaurants and I'm just not quite hearing as well as I used to. Or I hear people talking, but I don't understand or I misunderstand what they're saying, making conversations funny sometimes.
Okay, and so if you are noticing that in yourself or maybe a parent, just try to get an appointment with an audiologist, would you recommend?
Absolutely, and a lot of places do free hearing screenings. You know, at our Beltone, Onalaska office, we do free hearing screenings. Come in, talk to one of us about your hearing, how you can prevent hearing loss, and then how you can treat hearing if you do have a hearing loss.
Okay, and then so some of these are these the over-counter devices, or what did you bring here today?
Yeah, sure. The one in the middle, the Jabra, that is an over-the-counter device.
Okay.
That device you can get online, and they act as earbuds. They connect to your phone.
Okay.
They take phone calls, stream phone calls, but also act as hearing aids. My AirPods also do that as well. My AirPod Pros, so you can watch TV with a little assistance with your
just
AirPod
by popping
Pros.
the AirPods in.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay, and this one is a Streamer Plus, so that's kind of the same thing?
Yeah, so what that does is it makes your TV able to stream directly to your devices. So a lot of people complain about not hearing the television.
Right.
You plug that in and you're hearing directly into your hearing devices.
Incredible. And then quickly before we go, what about that one?
These are my prescription hearing aids. I'm a
Okay.
Gen Xer with hearing loss. Those are my prescription hearing aids, and those are fit by an audiologist or hearing instrument specialist.
Okay, great, of course. And if anybody has any concerns, they can reach out to the good folks at Beltone.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here again.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Vladimir Dutip. Coming up on CBS Mornings, Padma Lakshmi will be in studio to dish on her new CBS culinary competition series. And Monday, of course, means Beg Knows America. David asks everyday people one simple question: who believed in you? That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
While you're busy, your pup can play all day at Top Dog Retreat in West Salem. Safe, supervised fun with friends, plus plenty of exercise and love. Because a tired dog is a happy dog. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
This right here is what the experts call a problem.
Today I'm lifting some sunken concrete.
So again, this is simply forming a new layer between the soil and the concrete, and it's expanding as we speak.
That's right.
That's moving.
It's moving.
Son of a gun.
Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
It's weirdly satisfying.
Isn't it?
I met my abuser when I was 10. He was my Sunday school teacher. At 18, I was pressured to marry him. Chris Taylor was the first person to stand up for me. She worked with both parties and with law enforcement to pass laws to protect survivors like me. Chris listened, and my abuser went to prison. On the Supreme Court, Judge Chris Taylor will continue to protect Wisconsin.
Judge Chris Taylor, protecting our rights, defending our freedoms.
When is Westby Creamery cottage cheese more than cottage cheese? When you turn it into a rich, creamy, high-protein frozen treat or irresistible high-protein donut hole bites. When is Westby Creamery French onion dip for more than potato chips? When it becomes not grandma's potato salad or flaky, savory French onion puff pastry rolls. There are so many fresh ideas waiting for your next get-together or those days you just need something quick and easy. For more recipes and inspiration, visit westbycreamery.com and click on the Recipes tab.
Better hearing is a better life.
The service at Better Hearing Center couldn't be better. I know I have called many times and they always say, well, come on in. The Audibel hearing aid that I have is remarkable. I don't have any feedback. I don't even know if I'm wearing them. I have to feel to make sure I put them on in the morning because They're so comfortable. I highly recommend Better Hearing Center.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
At Top Dog Retreat in West Salem, skip the mess and hassle at home. Our climate-controlled self-serve dog wash is open 24 hours to keep your dog clean, dry, and ready for their next adventure. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
The school district of La Crosse is breaking ground today on a new elementary school. And now what that is going to do is that will combine Emerson and Spence. The ceremony takes place today at 1 p.m. here at the former Hogan Administrative Center. This new building being constructed will be a 3-story building and will house over 500 students. And that is once the Emerson and Spence schools close. The $32.7 million project was approved by voters in November of 2024 as part of a $53.5 million referendum. Construction of the new building required the historic Hogan Administrative Center to be demolished after standing for 127 years. The district expects the facility to be ready to go by August of 2027. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
And attacks continue between the U.S., Israel, and Iran. We have just learned that a 4th U.S. service member has been killed. 3 U.S. fighter jets were shot down in Kuwait in an apparent friendly fire incident also happening overnight. The president says the strikes are to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon and is calling on the Iranian people to take their country back.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. Sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff will publicly address the U.S. and Israel's joint strikes on Iran in just less than 5 minutes at 7 a.m. Some developing news out of Sparta, a house fire turning fatal. Firefighters there responded to a fully engulfed home. They were told everybody was out, but crews found one person still inside. Despite life-saving efforts at the scene, the victim died. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And a traffic alert as you head out the door this morning. Highway 35 reconstruction work set to resume today between Sunnyside Drive and the La Crosse-Vernon County line. Expect lane closures there. The project should wrap up by November. A stunning underwater photo. Here it is, turning heads around the world. Australian photographer Maddie Smith has been named Underwater Photographer of the Year for that shot you saw there of 2 baby elephant seal pups. He used a homemade dome to capture the image. Other category winners we're seeing here included a Japanese Navy shipwreck, a female octopus guarding her eggs, and the exact moment clownfish eggs hatch. Look at that thing, Art.
All right. Hey, what are the major themes here, Alexandra? We're looking at milder conditions. We have rainfall and, of course, freezing rainfall and 40s in the forecast, getting away to 50s to finish out the next couple of days. Get into this, though. Let's hold on to how this all shapes up. Milder conditions today, 41 degrees, 46 as you get into Tuesday with some rainfall in the forecast, just about a 30% chance. But we do have overnight some freezing rainfall and drizzle, possibly in fog. We'll also see more fog for Wednesday, coming into the morning with a low chance of freezing drizzle and fog in the morning, and then a drier afternoon. Thursday, we have more rainfall kicking in as well all into Friday. That goes into Saturday morning, then drier conditions in the afternoon for Saturday, and a whole lot of sunshine for Sunday with more rainfall coming back again next week on Monday.
All right, thank you for that, Art, and thank you for waking up with us. We'll see you back here at noon.